Well, made it back home. It's time to get the car unloaded from the trailer, make sure it still runs, back it off, and put it in the garage, as long as it runs. But we're gonna put it in the garage. I'm gonna hand tear down the heads and make sure everything looks good, and then go from there, I guess, because we got Indy in less than a month if we do decide to go. So let's get to it. Well, we're back out here in the garage. We got everybody here, me and Jordan. It's time to start tearing this thing down. So we're gonna take the hood off and take everything, the exhaust, the intake, and both of the heads off and see how we're looking. So the main goal here is just to see if we have any problems, and if we don't, then I guess we'll just slap it back together and send it. But if we do, then we're gonna fix it. Hopefully in time before this next Cletus event if we decide to go.
That and make sure the head gaskets are still in good shape and everything from
I guess
all
we'll
the
find
overheating, you know, it's
I'm more
definitely
worried.
won't hurt it.
I'm more worried about the heads being warped, if anything.
Yeah.
So even if we don't see anything bad, I think we should at least take it to the machine shop and have them deck the heads to make sure that they're still flat and not gonna create us any problems in the future. For now, I guess we're just gonna tear it apart and see what we got. So what we have here is what we call an LS.
LS.
Instant to Crown Vic, and there's a dog. So we've got everything tore down to the point to where it's time to take valve covers off and check everything out. So you ready to see what everything looks like, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Get to see it in person. You didn't get to see it last time.
I'm hoping it's all good. Really.
I think it is.
Honestly, I really believe it is.
Honestly, with how good it ran, even at 300 degrees with no coolant in it on the way back from the burnout pad, I think we're all right.
Yeah.
So we'll pull everything off, pull the valve covers off, get all the push rods out, and we made a handy-dandy little box here. We're gonna put everything in it and set the rocker arms right there. So we're gonna start pulling the valve covers off and see how they look. All right. We'll see how it looks after this last burnout pump. Looking fresh.
Oh, dude, brand new. Brand new. Let's check everything here.
There's the driver's side.
All right, set her on the template there, or whatever you gonna call that thing.
Let's set it.
The workbench, the valve bench.
Set it here.
Set her on the toolbox right there.
Let's pull out the push rods real quick.
And then just go ahead and shove them in there.
Yep. Go ahead and make sure this box don't fall, and then I'll pull all the push rods out.
All right.
Show them what we find.
Go ahead.
I see wear marks, but I don't feel nothing. Everything looks good to me. So that'll be...
There we go. I can smell that dang 1540 in that thing.
You can smell it?
Oh yeah, I can smell it. You may not be able to.
Yeah, I won't be able to.
But I can smell it.
Hold this into the box.
Got you. Should have made bigger holes. There we go. Just almost lost that. But
even wear patterns. It's looking good. Looking good. Looking good.
Yeah, that's what we like. That's what we like.
Looking nice. Getting oil everywhere. At least we know that one's getting oil.
Good old Rotella.
And I guess we're going to ahead and pull lifters out after we get the heads off too and see how they look. Because we did use just random off the shelf knockoff LS7 lifters, so they're not exactly nice lifters, but they've served us well so far. We'll pull them all out and see how they're looking.
The fancy Texas Speed or nothing, yeah.
It probably is Texas Speed, but we need Johnson, not Texas Speed.
We don't need no Texas Speed or Johnson. We need
We need
J&A lifters.
Hell yeah.
What do you think about that?
All these are looking clean. I'm liking how this is looking so far.
She's looking. Let me just do a just a little run over this.
We must have done something right. Because, I mean, it's looking pretty good so
Oh
far.
yeah, dude, especially like literally living on the limiter, like life on the limiter,
You
dude.
would think that half
This
of this
engine,
shit- I mean, look at the push
like-
rods. None of them are bent. None of them look marred or anything. Like, this shit's been abused. It don't have a lot of miles on it per se, but it has a lot of rev limiter minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Like the miles don't even matter. It's
No.
just literally this engine was built a little over a year ago, and by
going
two
strong.
people that didn't even know what the hell they were doing.
Two people that have never been
Like,
in an engine before.
Exactly. And
She's been through 4 burnout comps and one just backyard full tire poppage burnout.
well, we did two. Well, not tire pop,
Not tire pop.
but I mean, still the other one. Well, I guess it wasn't, but like 30
We've
seconds.
done
But it was still in the
multiple
limiter.
burnouts.
Yeah. That's all we've done in this car. Even driving it on the street. I mean,
And
dude,
it's
don't
been-
tell me you've not done a burnout.
And it's been hit with nitrous too.
And nitrous. Look at, oh yeah, it's over there. But, you know,
See the solenoid back there.
you see that little thing right there. Hopefully that didn't just screw up everything. But,
I think it's time to take some head bolts out and see,
All right.
see how we're looking.
all right, so we're about ready here. We
Ready.
got everything unbolted. So, Andrew, if you want to go ahead and do the honors and
All right.
and pull it off.
This is the first time this head's been off in over a year after 4 or 5 burnouts like we said, so let's see how we're looking. Looking like some pistons.
These pistons were a lot shinier last time I seen them.
See how she's got some, I think that's oil residue.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's definitely some oil in there.
I mean, she's looking relatively clean.
It's not really bad.
The head gasket, I don't see any like scorching anywhere. Maybe right here.
Where at down here?
I don't know, because it's not like it doesn't look bad around the I don't know what you call it.
Say, well, we're gonna replace them anyways, so
Yeah.
we'll just go ahead and pull them off there.
I don't think we had any problems because I don't see any scorching along this, and that looked good. That looks good. There's no like black anywhere. There's some coolant on there. That's
That's
nice.
normal.
That's nice. Pulling off the head's not having coolant anywhere. So
Yeah, dude.
if you want to take all the coolant out before you pull it apart, all you gotta do is just do a 3-minute burnout, let your coolant hose fly off, and then get all the coolant out.
That's right.
Then you have no coolant in there.
That is right.
Hell yeah.
She's looking good shape, man. I can't wait to see the other side. That is nice, dude.
Again,
And everything's looking good, dude. It really is.
it don't look terrible.
Like-
This was the side that I think we had the issue with. So
It was.
this exhaust valve. Which, if we really wanted to, we could pour some like rubbing alcohol on the inside of the exhaust and see if it leaked out really quick. And if it did, then we know we have a hell of a leak. But we're gonna pull it all apart anyways, so we'll see what we got when we pull it apart.
Hell yeah.
So let's go look, and you showed them the pistons. I didn't get a good look at them.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and get a look at them, man.
Dude, they're still crosshatch.
Oh, yeah.
She's still clean.
Oh, yeah, dude. Let me get the camera down here in a second.
She's clean, brother.
Oh, yeah. Look at that, dude.
She's clean.
That is looking good. That's what I'm talking about right there, dude.
There is some scoring, I think, right there.
Oh, just a little bit, isn't it? It's hard to see.
Ooh, that's a mark.
Oh,
Brick.
I'm sure I'll see it in the camera later after we look at this footage, but I didn't see it for the time being.
And it's bad because you can feel it. We might just send it.
Oh, dude, I say we definitely send it.
Just
Brick.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Let's see there. It's hard to, yeah. It's hard to see in this. Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's on the left side of the cylinder. That's the one that I could feel. So, right here's a little bit of scoring. And then right there. See, I'm not sure how much of that's just from the piston like facing down and just riding against that wall more. Because, well, no, there's some on top too. I don't know if that's bad or not. I'm sure it's not great, but I don't know what that's considered as. I don't know
it's bad, or if it's, like
halfway bad or what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, the pistons look good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, We got the other head bolts out on the other side. We're gonna pull the head off real quick and see how this side looks. You ready?
Yep.
All right.
Let's see what she's got here. Where's the head gasket?
Looking about the same.
This side might be a little bit cleaner.
It might be.
Let's see what we got here. Let's take a look down in there.
Let's take a gander.
Try to pop this old head gasket off here. Oh, she is on there. There we go. She's coming off now. There we go. There's our head gasket.
Only one cylinder on this side had oil on it.
Really?
Yep. I think, if anything, I don't think we're going to replace springs, but I think we definitely need to replace the valve stem seals. Nothing's looking burnt.
I was looking through the camera, but in the camera I couldn't see.
I mean, it doesn't look like the cylinder's been blowing past it.
Yeah, no.
Block's looking good. Cylinders, still see crosshatch. I'm not seeing any scoring so far. You see any scoring? There might be a little bit on this one. I don't feel it though. These cylinders still look beautiful in this
Oh,
side.
dude. I mean, you can see nothing but crosshatch in here in the camera. Looks good. Heck yeah, dude. She's ready for another 3 years of ripping without
Oh, yeah.
even changing the oil. I think she'll be fine. No.
Well, guys, we've got the cylinder heads tore apart, and it's not exactly the best news. Every single exhaust valve on this cylinder head has been chewed up pretty bad. Exhaust valve seat, sorry. But they're all chewed up pretty bad. The other head has one bad valve seat on it, so we're going to take them up to the machine shop, see what they have to say. I'm sure we're at least going to have to change all the valve seats if these heads are still good. To begin with, they might be so warped or they might have cracks in them that we can't even do anything with them. So we're going to run them up to the machine shop, see what they say, and then we're going to go from there. Alright, so we're back from the machine shop a couple days later. Got the heads back. Everything looks pretty good. For some reason, they decided that it would be best if we didn't replace the exhaust valve seats. They said that they couldn't really replace them with anything that would be better than stock, which I don't know how true that is, but we're just going to go with it and see what happens. So the seats that we did have, they were missing the chunks out of them, and they're still missing the chunks, but they cleaned them up, so we'll see how that turns out, because they're still missing chunks on every single one of them, like right there in the edge. We're going to throw it back together, throw it back on the car, see if it runs good, and just, I guess, send it like we do in our normal fashion. So we're going to go ahead and start putting the heads back together and slap them on the car and fire it up and see how it does. Alright, well, we got the heads put back together. Everything came together pretty good, nice and clean. All the valves are on there, all the springs are on there. So we're going to throw them in the car, see how it goes. Hopefully it works out good. Yeah, throw that baby on there. Just go chuck it out the motor. We haven't even unwrapped it yet, but it's okay. Yeah.
Well, we got the block surface all cleaned up. And, you know, it's time for head gaskets.
This says 5.7 on it.
5.7.
Let's see if it's even like brick.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it'll work.
Yeah, it'll work.
Looks good
It
enough.
lines up. As long
Yeah.
as the holes line up.
That's all that matters. Alright, time to put a head on this thing. Gotta figure out how I want to hold it.
Backwards.
That'll do it. There we go.
All right.
Stay.
Throw some JB Weld on it, and
Hell
we are
yeah.
good to go.
Pretty good enough. So you need just a little bit of JB Weld.
Yeah.
And duct tape. You can't forget the duct tape.
Dude, why waste money on ARP bolts when you can use JB Weld?
ARP bolts. What's that?
Yeah.
I've never heard of an ARP.
Why would
bolt
anybody
before, yeah.
use ARP bolts? You know,
Bolts.
like.
Yeah, you're supposed to use studs, you frick losers.
No, you're supposed to use JB Weld.
Oh, that too. JB Weld and studs.
Why do we need studs? It's not like we're boosted or anything.
Not yet. Well, I mean, we have the funny gas.
Funny gas, yeah.
That's kind of
nothing.
boosted.
Nah.
Holly considers it boost.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, so let's get some bolts out. Start counting bolts. See how many we need for each side.
Alright.
And start torquing down some head bolts.
Well, there's 8 cylinders, so that's 8 bolts, right?
One per cylinder. Sounds right to me.
You know how many people probably think I'm serious?
I don't know what could go wrong with that.
Yeah. We got Andrew in his natural habitat here.
Natural habitat.
Yep. torquing some head bolts. He's like, this is a lot different doing this in the car, not on an engine stand. Last time we put this thing together, it was on an engine stand, so. Got good old ARP setting us up here with all our torque specs and everything. Make sure we don't screw nothing up.
It's not saying we won't.
Well, to help us not screw anything up.
Hopefully.
The rest is on us.
Yeah.
They give us the basics. We gotta follow through with it.
Time for head number 2. Whenever you're ready. Oh my God.
Head, right?
Yep, that head. We could have made the same joke of don't put your head on the table. Alright. We're getting a little bit closer. It ain't too long we'll be having to run a motor.
Now we're gonna get some ARP bolts.
ARP bolts.
Put them things in after we lube them down.
She's looking clean again. Hell yeah. Alright, well, we're gonna throw the bolts in there and then we're gonna start putting time and stuff on and then we'll be ready to fire up a motor. So we're gonna get to it and try and get this knocked out by the end of the day. We got all the valve train put on, both heads are torqued down, so we're gonna try and spin it over by hand and see how everything clears. Whenever you're ready, buddy. Everything seems to be doing good.
It's all looking fine. That's good. Good signs. Good signs.
Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so we got everything put together to where we can at least try and turn it over with the starter, see how it sounds, make sure we have compression on all the cylinders. So we're gonna try and flip the switch. The Holley did turn on.
Yeah, Holley's on.
That's not good. Remember, we didn't put the Holley wire on.
No data.
That's okay, just push the pedal down, just be safe.
It's down.
All right, and then let me step to the front.
It's not connected, remember?
Okay, so it shouldn't try and start anyways.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, whenever you want, just hit the starter. Let me walk up front first.
All right, go ahead.
And we'll see how it sounds. Make sure every cylinder sounds like it's hitting and make sure it doesn't sound like we have no compression.
So should I arm the nitrous first?
Yeah, make sure the nitrous is turned on. We got to make sure that's spraying, otherwise it might go too lean. All right, go for it. That's a lot tighter of compression. That's a lot tighter.
Hit it one more time.
Yeah. That sounds a lot tighter than it used to.
It does. It sounds a lot more
Beefy.
Yeah, I was gonna say a little bit more beefier, you know.
Well, so while we're at this stage, I say we go ahead and hook up a compression check and see what all of our cylinders are up to now. Make sure that they are actually sealing like they should, and we're not just hearing what we want to hear. Make sure it's actually doing what it's supposed to be. So we're gonna hook the compression check up to it and make sure all of them are looking good, and then I guess we'll throw it back together and start it as long as everything looks good. All right, so we got all the spark plugs out on every cylinder, and we got this plugged into cylinder 1, and Jordan's gonna turn it over a couple times and we're gonna see what it gets up to. Used to, whenever I first compression checked this engine, whenever we first built it, or probably a month or two after we first built it, every cylinder was within like 120 to 140. So we're gonna see if they're any higher or lower now than what they were. So whenever you're ready, Jordan, hit it. All right, it got up to over 150. Brick. So we got much better compression than what we did. So we'll put it in every cylinder and make sure they're all around 150 and see what we got. So we've got everything put on top. We finished the compression check. Everything checked out great. We're at least 150 per cylinder. Some of them were even like 170. So they're within a good percentage of each other. They're not like wildly off. But either way, we have much more compression than we used to. So we're buttoning everything up now, and I'm about to throw the fuel rails on, and then we'll have just a couple more things to put on, and we'll be ready for the first fire. All right, so we're at a point now where we got everything hooked up. I don't think we're forgetting anything.
I don't believe so. I'm gonna do one more once over real fast.
Just check it over. We got coolant in it. We might have to top it off after we start up. I don't really feel any in the coolant hose right here. So far, it's not leaking any coolant anywhere. I think we have everything hooked up. Belts on. We just got to hook the battery up. And we'll back it out, and I guess we'll turn it over a couple times and then fire it up. Jordan's going to turn it over a couple of times, and then after a couple of seconds of turning it over, we'll try and fire it and make sure it starts up good. So whenever you're ready, turn it over a couple. All right, whenever you're ready, go for it. Let it warm up for a little bit and see how it does. Well, the car seems to be running a lot better now, but there's one last thing I want to do before we end off the video, and that's try and turn the motor over in clear flood mode, see if it still sounds like we have a dead cylinder. So we're going to hop in real quick, see how it sounds now that we've ran it and had a full heat cycle on it, and see if it still sounds good or if it still sounds like it has that bad cylinder in it. See what we got. Now that it's had a full heat cycle, it shouldn't have affected the way it sounds, but I just wanted to be sure. Didn't skip a beat. Can't forget that two-step check. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is the end of it. We'll see you in the next one.